Okay, I'd like to show you how to study for your DECA exam. So the first thing is you want to go and take a practice test on the Texas DECA practice site. Okay, once you take your test, you are going to be able to see that you've taken the test. You click show results. I'm going to show you two different types of results. So on this one, you're going to see that it just tells you what you got right and wrong, right? On this one, it's going to give you a little bit more of a rationale. Okay, so on this first one, what I want you to do is, well, on either one of them, I want you to copy and paste all the ones that you got wrong onto a Google Doc. Okay, so one, you can keep seeing these. And if I were you, I would kind of just take away those other um, answer choices so that you only have the correct answer. But you want to see the ones that you got wrong because sometimes DECA does reuse the questions, or they might just change like the name of the company or whatever. So you're going to go back to your test. Let me go ahead and cut it on. You're going to go back to your test. You're going to copy and paste all the ones you got wrong onto the test, right? Now, on this one, you're going to notice this one, I wish they were all like this, but unfortunately they are not. Okay, on this one, it tells you that you got it wrong, but it also gives you the rationale. So you can read this because it says, okay, what type of law is violated when a supplier requires intermediaries to enter into tying agreements? Well, it's antitrust. It's going to tell you what antitrust is, okay? But I want you to copy and paste this over to your Google Doc, okay? I want you to also notice one thing. Right here underneath this one, it tells you source CM. This is telling you the instructional area that that is under, okay? Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, I want you to Google DECA high school competition. And I'll actually put this in our Google Doc that I'm making for our chapter. You go to this and you go to find your event, right? So I'm going to pretend like I'm in automotive services marketing. When I go into this, you're going to see your guidelines for your event, your performance indicators, okay? So if you click on this, this tells you all the performance indicators you're supposed to know for your event. Well, going back to this little doc, this says CM, right? Well, if you go to your performance indicators, you can do Control F on your keyboard, and it's going to bring up this little find button. I'm going to put the parentheses, CM parentheses. Well, okay, it tells me the instructional area is channel management. Okay, so above this one, I can put channel management. Now, the other ones are not so nice. So what you could do, there's a couple ways to do this. Joint venture, okay? I can go back and I can search joint venture. However, I know that it's already not there. Well, if none of the words are in here, you kind of have to think, okay, what is a joint venture? What's a partnership? What's a license? What's a franchise? So what are all those things have in common? Well, they're different types of businesses. And if you don't know that, then you can literally Google it, right? But so types of businesses. So I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to search and I'm going to put types. Oh, look, and it says types of business ownership. I'm going to scroll up and it says business law. So I know this one's business law. Next thing, it's about tariffs or taxes. Okay. So tariff, not on there. Tax. Taxes are describe the nature of taxes. It could be under economics. Okay. But I also might want to see like, what are the other ones? Tax liabilities. That one wasn't about tax liabilities and it wasn't about tax income. So I'm going to put economics. Okay. Now, once you know how many you got wrong of everyone, you're going to want to look at your exam blueprint, which I'm also going to link in the Google Doc for our chapter. The exam blueprint tells you how many questions are going to be in each instructional area on the test that you were taking. So if I was doing the marketing exam, the association is the state test, okay? So I'm going to notice that I have 14 marketing information, 13 product service management, 11 promotion. Well, if I notice that I didn't get any of the marketing information wrong, then maybe I don't want to spend my time, even though it's 14 questions, I don't want to spend my time studying that because I did really well on that. Does that make sense? Or if you notice that you got a lot of product service management stuff done, then you don't are wrong, then you're not going to want to forget to study that one. Once you know which performance indicators or instructional areas you need to study, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can literally Google. So say I'm bad at channel management. I can Google channel management DECA flashcards and it's going to give me Quizlets. Okay. I can study those Quizlets. The other thing is that I highly recommend though is DECA Plus. So we have a DECA Plus account and I'm putting the login to that as well on there. You can do vocabulary flip cards for your event. You can also do performance indicator flip cards for your event. These are things that DECA has created, so they obviously are right. The bad thing about Quizlet is you're hoping that someone else put the right answers there. Okay. You can watch videos about these specific instructional areas if you want, like Google, YouTube. There's people teaching it. There's teachers teaching it, right? Now, the other thing that you can do is say I am bad at channel management. Let me go to channel management. Okay. I can copy and paste these into a Google Doc. If I'm like, okay, I don't know what channel management is, maybe I need to write that definition down, right? Maybe I need to figure out what is the use of technology in channel management, things like that, because this is what these definitions or these ideas, concepts are where they're figuring out these questions. The other thing that you absolutely want to do is in DECA Plus, say I am in the automotive industry or automotive services marketing. Okay, I want to go into this and I can look at different ways to expand my knowledge on these. I can do the vocabulary, I can take practice exams, but I honestly like the practice exams in the Texas DECA website. You can do whichever, it doesn't really matter, it's practicing. Okay, there's also these DECA direct things. It's like rock the DECA exam. So let's look at this. It's competition season. We need to study, I think. Okay, so it says, excellent opportunity. I know one thing I consistently struggle with is the requirement of many tests. The tests will look different at various levels of competition, but in general, they're multiple choice exams. You need to know your intuition, general knowledge about a specific career cluster. The exam will be a significant factor in determining your overall placement, hence the reason we're making you guys take practice tests. There are many ways you can better prepare yourself for this. There are resources on DECA.org as well as online that can help you familiarize yourself with the content. I go online, just like I just told you. So this is stuff that DECA is telling you to do, right? It says that they would write down the definitions, they would write down terms, things like that. You can also use study guides. The other thing that I would want you to do, so you've taken practice exams. If you look at the practice exams, some of these you'll notice, like on some of the examples, you'll notice that like some of them, you can automatically like take out some of the answer choices because it's like, they just don't make sense. Typically, there's one or two that do not make sense. And then there's also one that could be the answer and there's one that is the answer, right? The other thing is sometimes they'll do it where 3 of the answer choices have something in common and then 1 does not. And so you kind of want to do process of elimination on this, and you can use scratch paper to like write down like which ones you need to go back on or which answer choices you want to take away, things like that. So for example, like on this one, Pablo takes a telephone call for a worker. So the Pablo's coworker can follow up with a telephone call. He should ask for his, well, obviously we should know the person's name, right? So this has name and name. These don't. So take those away. Now, which ones do we need? Well, if the person is wanting to make a phone call, why would we need their address? You would take that one away, right? So it's just process of elimination or taking things out, even if you don't know. So that's just ways that you can study for this exam. I have full faith that you can all make above a 70, but you're going to definitely have to put in the work. I believe in you guys.